Many people are at the height of the market, teach you how to make money by investing in Bitcoin. But they usually rarely emphasize that this is a market where it is easier to make money and easier to lose money. Next, we have sorted out the top 10 money-losing traps that people in the currency circle are most likely to ignore, even if a person has the ability to make money. But any mistake made, it is possible to return the boy who is making money to the night before liberation. If you are a newcomer, please watch this movie. Well, if you are a veteran of making profits in the cryptocurrency circle, I especially recommend that you keep these 10 points in mind. Most berserker investors always think very clearly about whether they want to enter the market when buying, but almost everyone ignores the equally important question of when it should come out. Most people start paying attention to the B circle when the market is at its hottest. However, the most glamorous group of people on the front pages of major news are often advocating never to sell B. Advocate how you should be a hold. But being a long-term investor shouldn't be an excuse to ignore your take profit and stop loss thinking. Your situation is not the same as theirs. You can see the world as well as him. It's different. Buy at a low price of B, you think, but I didn't decide what position is the high point. Then you will eventually cross a mountain. If you buy early in the cycle, but you never think about the late stages of the cycle, then you will never be able to change your profits. Actually, to be honest, you have a clear selling strategy from day one. Sometimes it is actually helping you maintain good long-term assets. And the first condition for being able to sell tokens at the highest point, because you can't be in your calmest moment. Think about the appearance plan at the moment of entry. That means that one day in your future, it is very, very possible that the panic created by the market volatility will be influenced by emotion. It means cutting meat and selling it. On the contrary, no matter where your take profit and stop loss strategy comes from now, whether it is the technical B price trend or the fundamental development of the B circle, or goal setting in your personal life and investments, you can usually survive in this market for a long time. And here's the interesting thing. Many investment experts, their take profit and stop loss strategies are obviously different, but they are always profitable in the long run. The similarities are they know to buy, they also know when to sell. When you have been in the cryptocurrency circle long enough, you will find that your worst enemy is not the capitalist. It's not an exchange. It is not a project party that cuts leaks. It was about him when you determine whether Bitcoin is a worthwhile asset to invest in and intend to complete at least a 4-year cycle. But I saw that the government started to crack down again.
Tax war makes central bank start tough policy speech. You know that these news has no direct relationship with the Bitcoin market. Despite your rationality, fundamentals remain unchanged. Any events outside the circle are just opportunities to buy on dips. Can you really buy at this time instead of panicking? Instead of panicking and leaving? Instead, when you look at the technical side,
before Bitcoin breaks through a certain price,
it belongs to a normal correction trend. When it breaks through this price, you should set a decisive stop loss. When Bitcoin one day really falls below this price, would you start searching for more bullish information? You will try to find more bullish news, convincing yourself that you can still hold on to it. With so much floating loss, if you stop loss now, you will lose.
We all have the experience of successfully freeing ourselves from the pressure of wealth, but that's not necessarily a good thing. Fortunately, I've successfully carried the order again and again. It is to make an immature investor more willing to bet on the consequences of this more than stop loss next time. Life is doomed to disaster. On the contrary, if you can abide by your own discipline, when is the time to sell, no matter what may be sold next, or there could be a rebound next. At first it was said that if it was sold well, it was sold, although you will not enjoy the greatest increase, but again and again quarterly compliance. It can really help you keep your principles and the key to keeping bullets in the future forever. Do you know how to tell if someone is a leak? It's not that he tells you how much money he makes, or how much money he lost. It is his attitude towards making and losing money. We voted in the community in April. 70% of people think April will be a good month for growth. But the reality is not the same as what happened. Only by reviewing yourself again and again. Look for your mistakes when you lose money. Look for ingredients that reflect luck when making a profit. How to adjust when you make a mistake. How do you pay attention when you do it right? You can surpass yourself day by day. Ultimately, they become long-term profitable investors. When you can understand that the responsibility for investment losses lies with you, you begin to realize the importance of independent thinking. Without the habit of true independent thinking, you will lose money in the beast circle. Lack of independent thinking means that you are always listening to the opinions of others. So, first of all, no matter how good an analyst is, they may have misjudged. No matter how strong an analyst is, they all have their own interests and positions. Any public reporting is not tailor-made for you. He may talk to investors about certain risk attributes, but that person is not you. Finally, they are under no obligation to share it with you. Buy or sell. Remember that if you don't have a growth plan in the B circle, you may eventually become wealthy on paper. Respect the market. Never inflate. The day you swell, you already feel that you have mastered the rules of the market. I feel that my understanding has surpassed everyone else. What about the investment strategy in the past period of time? Very true. Your trades are starting to make money, but really when you have tasted the sweetness of beating the market. When you think that going from 1 million to 10 million is not a lot, the market will definitely teach you a lesson. The most overlooked financial merit is risk, but what is easier to ignore is the cost. Starting today in any investment or economic activity, don't just think about risks and benefits. Think more about risk, costs, and benefits. Cost is the price you pay for something. They're like risks. Many times people blindly ignore risk or blindly avoid risk. Neither of these approaches will really keep you away from risk and let it come when you are unprepared. Same with cost. Most of the time, we will be lazy because of greed. Ignore the payment costs that could have been controlled. Diversifying risk is a cliche. Don't put your eggs in the same basket. Don't put it in your countless baskets either in the cryptocurrency market. A lot of people want to be really decentralized, but we don't really understand the essence and value of decentralization. If you bet all your money on different private coins, some people may think he's done a distraction, but in fact, these private coins may plunge together at the same time. You feel that you have implemented the principle of risk diversification. All small projects are configured a little bit. But in fact, you can't put the thought into managing your dozens of different positions. As a result, many items ultimately come from take profit and stop loss, or bamboo baskets. The water is empty. Risk diversification. For beginners, there are 3 principles: the diversification of entry opportunities, the dispersion of investment tracks, and the dispersion of asset storage. Circle is a grassroots team that creates heroes in times of need. A 7-year currency secret. It may have expired in 20 years. 21 years of market thinking. By 25 years, it may be outdated. The laws of mind, the principles of economics. The underlying logic may not change, but the surface money-making strategies and tools must keep pace with the times. In fact, we are experiencing unprecedented changes in the cryptocurrency market. For the first time, its market value surpassed that of tech giants such as Google. The dominance of Ethereum is gradually being challenged by other public blockchains. Wall Street's strongest firm is offering the world's largest Bitcoin custody service. Even the decentralized consensus on boundaries is gradually being reached. Many people think they are B-circle investors, but he didn't realize that he was simply speculating and gambling. We're not judging gambling and betting wrong. It is when you have been unable to distinguish the reason and purpose of throwing a sum of money out for a long time, then you will eventually lose money. The difference between investing and speculation is almost indistinguishable. The key is that they are different in their thinking rather than behavior. The same is to buy Bitcoin. One has studied asymmetric encryption algorithms. Those who have studied the supply and demand models of mining, the profit expectations of Wall Street, and the policy trends of national authorities. The same person who heard the author of Rich Dad Poor Dad's call to buy Bitcoin quickly. Their behavior looks identical at first glance, but the thinking behind it is to decide one is investment, one is speculation. In the cryptocurrency market, there's one of the simplest yet most difficult to understand formulas, BTC. That's 1 BTC. Those who truly have wealth in this market. They don't spend all day counting how many Bitcoins they own. Then after calculating the legal tender unit of the country where you were located at that time, hey, how much money do I have in total? In their eyes, Bitcoin is money, especially after doing something to make money. They will also exchange some Bitcoins if you are a newcomer to the circle, or someone who is preparing to enter the crypto industry. Please be sure to choose a large number of users, a reputable trading platform. For example, our Binance Exchange, OKX Exchange. You can register using the registration link below our video. You can enjoy many conveniences such as sustainable handling fee reduction, 20% digital blind box, novice benefits, etc. Register now. In addition, our collaboration with the Bingo documentary platform has opened a new era of AI data models. You can use the idle funds on your hands, earn unexpected profits. Then the entrance is the entrance that everyone sees. Today's video content is shared here. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.